There is a hidden opportunity inside this overvalued market and is about to crash in front of your eyes, but is not what you think it is, because you already missed it once, and if you don't listen to me and what I'm about to tell you, you will miss it again. But if you keep watching, I will show you when you miss the first chance to make a huge ton of money. Believe me, I waited 10 years for this. As well, a secret and free AI tool to maximize your chances, not only by being able to identify months ahead everybody else, but to take advantage of this hidden opportunity inside the housing market. And the best time to enter it so you won't miss it again. Okay, before understanding this opportunity, we need to go back to 2008. I'm pretty sure you remember that. If you don't, take notes, young boy. 2008, more than 50 million people were affected, and we still feel the consequences of it nowadays. Long story short, coming from a slow economic scenario and after September 11th, the Federal Reserve made a series of rate cuts, stimulating economics to rise up again. With that, mortgages started to become really popular. Because of low rates, lending standards became increasingly relaxed. So subprimes, people with low-score credits and low assets, could be eligible for huge mortgages as well. Supported from this scenario of easy credit access and tons of lend money around, the housing prices experienced a rapid and unsustainable increase, so people started making profit with low-interest debts. That's awesome, until financial institutions started to profit upon it as well. They wouldn't profit from someone who would just pay them, but subprimes they couldn't pay, so the bank would get the house and sell it for a higher price. After this, the bank still sold those mortgages to investors as a type of secure investment asset, called mortgage-backed securities. But what happened was the opposite. With such high housing prices and super high supply, people stopped buying them, creating a market correction. Now the demand is low, causing low house prices, making the mortgages go straight to crash, which made the MBS fall, collapsing the stock market and many other financial institutions, investment banks like Lehman Brothers. That made people lose their jobs as well. Oh, David, I'm not a teenager. I was there in 2008. Well, we're passing through some similar times right now. The rates are huge, and I won't even talk about inflation. How is there any opportunity here? The opportunity starts to become more visible when we take a look in today's scenario. The Fed again refused to release any rate cuts, making now the 8th consecutive month without any readjustments. There has not been a longer period like this since 2008. They are trying to hold inflation, which has been concerning all investors as citizens, reaching a peak in 2022 of 9.1%, coming back to 3.5% in 2023, and keeping still today with a 3.1% rate. But nothing like the period pre-pandemic of a 1.2%. Keeping the Fed goal of 2% far from what we're seeing today. The stock market has never operated with such a high amount of money as it is operating right now, mainly with non-financial stocks being traded at levels unseen since 1929 and 2001, creating an overvalued market. I think I saw something like this before, huh? The housing market continues to grow, driven by low supply and high demand. So nowadays, the average American can't afford to buy a home. Prices are just too high. As you must have seen other places as well, nearly 40% of homeowners couldn't afford their home if they were to buy it today. So the only way for average people to buy their homes is if the housing market crashes. However, the pacing is still too slow due to high inflation, high mortgage rates going up to 7% right now, and insurance companies being forced to leave certain areas due to a lot of factors like natural disasters and costs, making it concerning for homeowners themselves. With it, can you see the opportunity now? No? How can't you see it? Let me explain how all of that information can give you a really good opportunity to invest in the next couple of years. Due to the Great Recession, banks hold all the real estate, like they were supposed to, stopping assigning more mortgages and stopped giving everybody easy credit access. So construction companies had no money to build. But also, there was so much housing supply at that time. It was just the right thing to do. The demand, on the other hand, stayed the same for more than 12 years. As there was not so much building investments, we're now 6 million houses short. That causes today's scenario, making the real estate market increasing its value. As I said, insurance companies were forced to move out, bringing the jobs with them. And where there are jobs, there are people. Where there are people, there is demand. And where there is demand, there's a huge ton of money. So search where people are starting to move to, like Texas, South Carolina, Alabama, Florida, and many others. Those places don't have structure to support all new population, so there will be a higher demand. People won't leave their home state so they could live inside a car, right? They gotta live somewhere. Even with all those high prices people are going to pay. The goal here is to take this opportunity and invest quickly, because 1 out of 4 single-family houses are being bought from big companies. David, but how do I know which city is the best? I'm terrible at looking for places. and I don't know how to search for them. Well, if you start following this channel, you will not just learn this, but a lot of things related to your financial life as well. So keep it up. That's the time when I use my secret tool, an AI developed for dense and complex searches like the one we need to make. Okay, this AI does much more than answer my question. It interacts to know what I'm really looking for. It can generate images, help me book travels, help buying things online. But this is not the focus right here. I use the Perplexity AI, which is free, and you can use it as many times as you want, but I chose the Pro version for a more accurate search. In our case, it is really important to have accuracy. So you can test the Pro version with a 50% discount if you want. The link will be below this video. Let's see what are the top 10 cities Americans are moving to. And as I don't like to waste my time, I will tell it to rank between the most popular and the least. Really fast, isn't it? As we can see, the AI is telling me about some cities like Orlando, Ocala, and Myrtle Beach. But as I'm a super criterios guy, I want to see where does this AI took this information from. So the AI will show me all the sorcerers of the search, and I can see each part of the answer separately. Man, this tool is just incredible. But everybody knows, only one question is not enough for a good market research. David, I don't know what to ask. Well, this AI even gave me some tips on the topic of my search. Let's see what are the best cities for remote workers like myself. As it is something that demands a little bit more search, it took a while, but gives some pretty good answers as well. Indeed, with all those costs, rates, and inflation, buyers are looking for some more affordable houses, near their jobs and with a safe neighborhood. There comes the townhomes. They came from London and Paris in the 17th century. It was a house for noble and wealthy classes in town, so they could stay longer when doing business while keeping the country house for regular days. Arriving in the US around the 18th century brought the same idea for wealthy families. But centuries later, when hit by the Great Depression, US owners decided to divide those single-family townhouses into multi-family houses, like Boston and New York, creating rental income and making the economy shiny again. Townhomes were never searched before as they are right now. Oh, I'm starting to see some opportunities indeed. Yeah, I told you so. Actually, they have a ton of benefits for tenants and for buyers who intend to live there as well. First of all, they are cheaper. In today's standards, a townhouse can be 30% more affordable than a regular house. Low maintenance and up-to-date care on all neighbor exterior areas, sometimes even 24/7 security, are covered by the Homeowners Association's fee, which could go low as $100 a month in some places. These keep the place clean and attractive for new buyers. And location privileges as shops, restaurants, public transportation, and schools. Those are one of the reasons first-time owners and investors are starting to put a huge amount of capital on those places. And I won't even talk about the same benefits of a house that are present in townhouses too, like land ownership, privacy, outdoor space. Okay, it's way less than usual, but it still exists. And the best, it is just increasing its value month over month. David, are you telling me that people prefer small houses over regular homes? Yeah, tough times, man. Who would buy them? Like my father wouldn't, and I wouldn't like it too. Well, analytics shows that millennials and Gen Z appear to prefer those houses due to all that I just told you. It is something like 140 million people looking for it. Bang, I'm gonna be rich, take a mortgage today and move to Ocala. Build a townhouse, sell, build another one, and then invest more. And then, man, no! Today is not the time. As I told you, the market is just increasing and it doesn't look like it will crash so soon. Rates are too high and inflation, man, I won't even talk about it. Finding the right time is one of the key points of this opportunity. Remember, when you see signs of low-interest mortgages for a short period of time to subprime population, the house market skyrocketing without any good reason, just speculations, something is about to happen. And when it happens, it's your time to shine. And like said by Paul in Ephesians 5, be very careful then, how you live, not as unwise but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. Okay, David, but when should I expect to see those signs? Look, the truth is, no one knows when the market is going to crash or not, but if we study the past, we can see it happening multiple times, following some patterns. So we should expect something like this around 2026, but they could be happening right now when this video comes up. It's not a rule. But if there is something you really need to know, it is to be really concerned about financial news and decisions that are being made. Probably they will impact your life too. In my opinion, you should learn to search for yourself. I really don't think the government will help us, and there are plenty of tools to help you with that. Perplexity AI is one of them. That helps you get ahead with your knowledge and information. And in such a high-tense scenario, with politics and wars all over the world, information is one asset you don't want to miss. I'm David, and if you want to see more content like this, stay tuned.